Actually, he's injured. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this podcast. My name's FDS. I'm here with Gwyn. It's just the two of us today. Yelik is dead. So
He's gone.
he's dead. He's in the afterlife.
I think demonic Flamita is back and he killed him.
Oh, yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
We've been gone for a little while. We were mourning the death of KZ's push. And we come back and, oh my goodness, everything's on fire. Everything.
Well, when we say everything's on fire, it's not like a big roaring, majestic fire. It's just like a little bit of embers in like an old fireplace. That's sort of sad.
Yeah. There's, um,
That's what we have.
So where would you like to start, Gwyn? Where do you want to start?
What takes your fancy? What floats your boat right now?
I think if we don't talk about G1 first, we might.
Oh, okay. Let's get the namesake of this edition of the podcast out of the way first.
So the G1 blocks have been announced. The schedule has not, but the blocks have been announced. Dear God, we can.
You know how usually G1 season is when we get really excited. Where it's like this is the build for Wrestle Kingdom. This is the premier tournament of the world. This is the best wrestling.
Hold on, I need to.
The 31st edition of the G1 Climax does not say any of that.
No, it says big ups KZ, and then yells at your face as Shin Skywalker concusses him. And I'm gonna put the blocks on screen here, as you can see. Let's start with the A block. We have here Kota Ibushi, defending winner, 2-time winner.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
2-time defending winner.
Yeah, 2-time defending winner. Tomohiro Ishii, usual MVP of the G1, does a lot of great matches.
Mm-hmm.
Toriano, he's not great in ring, but he's the spoiler. He's there. He plays his role well.
He's there for a day off.
Yep. Shingo Takagi, great, world champion. Still world champion, retained tonight against Evil. Tetsuya Naito, also great. Zack Sabre Jr., not a bad thing to say about him. Great Okada, his first entry.
Yeah.
We kind of expected that. Pretty cool to see him. It'll be interesting to see how he does against everybody. Kenta, it's Kenta. He's cool. he's pretty cool. Yeah. And then we get to these last two. Oh dear. Tongaloa.
There's a steep fall off.
Tongaloa.
Yeah.
And then the worst one. And I'm saying he's the worst one because I think Tongaloa can have a good match. I don't.
Potentially.
I don't think this last guy's gonna do anything good. Yujiro Takahashi.
Do you know what's worse about the Yujiro Takahashi in G1 thing?
He got 2 points last year.
No. It's the fact that in the current state of the roster that's in Japan, it's been almost the inevitable, Yujiro's going to be in, isn't he?
Yeah. Again. He got 2
and
points last
even though we knew it, we knew it was coming and we're still disappointed.
He got 2 points last year. What is he doing here?
He'll get 2 again this year and that's about it.
No, he shouldn't even get 2. 0.
0?
Goose egg him.
No, 1. Draw.
No.
Draw with Yano.
Goose egg him. No. Goose egg him. In fact, negative points. -2.
Oh, he pulls a Samoa Joe, Bound for Glory, yeah.
-2. He gives the points up to, give an extra 2 points to Zach so he can maintain his 10-point average. Because, Zach's getting 8 points, isn't he?
You think Zach's getting 10 points, that's bold.
No, he's getting 8 points. That's why he's going to get the
Yeah.
-2. So
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Mid-card 8 points. You love it.
Mid-card 8 points. Tongaloa is probably getting 4 to 6. Who do you think's winning this block?
God.
Because I don't know.
Ibushi.
4 finals in a row.
Yeah.
I don't want that. That sounds.
I don't want it, but I'm looking at this block and like, what else do you have?
Naito? Zach?
I get.
No,
not Zach.
Zach would be cool though.
I would love that.
Shingo? champion hasn't been to the finals.
Champion in the final. That would be interesting. Okay, Naito in the final with Shingo as champion is interesting.
Just Okada.
Okada's not there. So Naito going into the finals with Shingo as the champion. That's interesting. Shingo going into the finals as the champion is interesting. I don't trust New Japan in the current state to do that.
Listen,
because it's something that's interesting, and they're not going to do it.
The thing is, though, if you put Ibushi in the finals, the B block winner is winning.
Yeah,
they're not gonna give him 3 in a row, are they?
I don't see anyone winning the block out of A block.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting 3 in a row in this fucking.
The only
you know what?
Very slight fringe. There's only slight fringe possibility of 3-time Ibu or Naito. They actually go the Naito Shingo thing, which I don't think they're doing.
That's the problem, though. It seems like all the possibilities are the main possibilities are 3-time winners. Because you got Ibushi 3 in a row, Naito for a 3rd time.
It's very much a hold station, affirm our main eventer as a main eventer guy.
Yeah, it's like there's no. I don't see an outsider winner here, which kind of sucks.
No.
Moving on to B block.
Is this better or worse?
I can't tell.
That is the question.
So, okay. We got Tanahashi, IWGP US champion. It's awesome. Okada, he's kind of getting back into the swing of things. He's not doing the money clip as much anymore. He's kind of feeling a bit better. We got Goto. Goto usually puts on some great matches in G1. The G and
Goto's he does Ishii matches but doesn't get the credit for it.
Yeah. Hashi, who last year's G1 fucking killed it, so I'm assuming he'll.
The GOAT.
Hopefully he does really well this year as well in terms of quality.
Yep.
I don't think he'll do well points because it's Hashi and they never.
No, but just in pure, he will have some of the best workhorse.
Oh yeah.
These are the matches that are actually good.
Yeah.
Matches.
Sonata, who he can have with some of these guys, he can have good matches.
Okay.
Him and Hashi.
One positive.
Match last year.
One positive. He's in the same block as Hashi. He's in the same block as Tamatonga.
We'll get to Tamatonga. My thoughts on that.
To be fair, Sonata actually has decent matches with Tamatonga.
Yes, he does, but I'll get to my problems with Tamatonga.
We'll get to those grievances later.
We'll get there. And then him and Taichi have had actually some pretty good matches, and him and Tanahashi have had good matches, and him and Evil can have good matches. They probably won't, but they can.
No.
And then have we seen Sonata Cobb before? I don't think we have.
It would be in Cobb's shit G1 where we don't really know anything.
Yeah.
I can't recall though.
Yeah, I don't remember them facing off. That might be a first time. Then we have Taichi. Taichi's great.
Yeah.
No issue with Taichi. Tamatonga. So I have several issues with this. Several. For one, do you remember Tamatonga's last G1? Because I do.
You know how I was talking about, he has a good matches with Sonata. That was the one good match he had in that G1.
Yeah.
The rest of it was, hey, let's get Bad Luck Fale in. Let's let's both for work and for shoot ruin this G1.
And then
it's we're gonna get some heat by doing interference. It's no, you're actually making the G1 actively worse as a product.
What's worse is I think that's probably gonna happen more this time. This is gonna happen again, and he's gonna be spoiler. He's gonna be the Yano of this block, because if the rumors are true, it's not gonna be the guy you think it would be.
I know. Yeah.
So he's playing spoiler.
Gun stun out of nowhere.
Next, the man who is probably the saddest, most depressing thing to look at in terms of a current New Japan wrestler. Evil. He'll do well.
Have we ever seen such an incredible decline of potential of when they're in the mid card to their main event push?
It's Sonata.
Okay.
Sonata.
Maybe. Fair point.
Is there anyone else? Like,
Not that comes to mind.
not Jay. Not
No, because Jay actually has good matches.
now. Well, now he does. It took him a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ibushi's just main event push ended up just being kind of cursed because it's kind of became
Yeah,
depressing after
yeah.
a while. Not Osprey really.
We used to like Evil,
We used to.
and the initial before it was ruined, the heel turn Bullet Club push was actually pretty cool.
We gotta talk about that other thing, by the way. I'm gonna rant very hard about Bullet Club things.
Certain faction shenanigans. Yeah.
Yes. I am.
Ooh.
All right. Guy who I think is gonna do.
I like how there's multiple. There's also multiple faction shenanigans to talk about today.
Yeah. I think Jeff Cobb. I think this is good for him.
Cobb is great
because I think this is probably going to end up being the one where he gets to the G1. He's going to be the block final probably against Okada, right? Or that's my thoughts at least. Currently.
You would think.
Because they've got that.
If it's Okada going to the finals, yes,
yeah.
Which he probably is.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
So.
Because
I'd like to think that means that Cobb will get 10.
I think more. I think he get 12.
12 would be amazing.
Because I'm thinking Okada and Tana are going to draw. So I think he'll be on 11 going into the final.
Okay.
Night. And then Cobb
ooh,
12.
Interesting.
So then you have to then you do 13 to 12. Because
I'd be into that.
The thing is, Okada has 2 potential draws in this tournament because he's facing Sonata again, and they can't.
Oh no! Do not invoke more long matches between those two. Jesus.
But that's the story. Their entire story is the matches get longer. They go.
Okay, their G1 matches do have finishes though.
Oh, but they haven't done one yet. They gotta do it at some point.
They haven't done a draw between them yet.
Oh, and that's exactly why.
You have a fair point. I don't want it. I don't want it, FD. I don't want it.
And that's the whole block, guys. It's a 9-person block. There's nobody else.
There's no one else.
No,
9-person. No. Someone's just going to be working them tags on one day. It's fine.
No, there's no one else in this block.
Yeah. Where's the Kapow, you may ask? I don't know. No one knows.
Yano won it back.
Hey, Yano buried it in some forest somewhere.
Yeah, you got it back.
Yeah. There we go. Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, but Chase Owens is in the G1.
I know we're not officially on MetLife Dome show yet, but given that he is in the G1, we just had a 28-minute Chase Owens match.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Who do you think he beats? Because they said the rumor is 6 points.
The problem is,
he's gonna beat 3.
We've heard a lot of.
He's gonna beat 3.
Okay, I'm being summoned by Grant to regale us with Chase Owens in ferocious detail.
Okay.
So, the rumor mill from several places. The validity of I don't know.
Mr. David Meltzer.
But Chase Owens from the Tuna Meltzer. Okay.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that Chase Owens is in line for an actual legit mid-card push. Not just you're our lower card tag guy anymore, like an actual push.
Yeah.
So that means that he is probably not going to be your bottom dweller of this block.
Not your spoiler.
Not your spoiler. Actual threat.
Not your Dick Togo. This is your.
So do you know what my prediction is?
Who do you think he? Alright, give me the 3 people he's beating.
He's beating Goto.
Oh yeah.
He's beating Tamatonga.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And he's beating either Taichi or Sonata.
I think I'm going to go a different direction. I think he's beating Hashi.
Okay, he could beat Hash. Or if the most cursed one, he pins Tana for a US title match.
Okay. Look. If Geto has the audacity to
he does
Chase Owens to pin Hiroshi Tanahashi,
You know he does. You know he does. Package pile driver.
I may have to burn my Bullet Club shirt if that happens. I have one Bullet Club shirt and I will burn it if that happens, or I'll just cut it up because I can't bullet it. Because it's kind of.
Do you know what's really sad?
What?
It sounds audacious. There's the lacing of truth that's just enough to where I'm terrified.
Honestly, I'm looking at the more that I look at B Block, if I don't look at Chase Owens, and if Tama Tonga wasn't gonna be wrestling the spoilery style that he's gonna wrestle, this would be a good block. But
it's not a bad block, but it's the Chase Owens push rumors loom so large, and with the fact that he just worked a 28-minute match with Toriano, Jesus Christ, that paints a disgusting, oily paint over everything.
Yeah. So I don't even think I need to ask who your pick is for G1 because I'm pretty sure we both agree. You know, you want to say it?
Okada wins.
Yeah, Okada wins.
Yeah.
Like, who else? Evil just
okay.
Lost.
There's potential argument that, as boring and as awful as this other option is, Ibushi never got his shot at Shingo.
Just, I thought that as well.
I honestly want Okada to win it more than that.
Had Ibushi not been the same block as Shingo, I think that would be more possible. But I think because they're in the same block, they're going to do that at Power Struggle.
Yeah, like he'll pin Shingo in G1, and they'll do that as the yeah.
I don't think they're gonna.
and then what he does at Wrestle Kingdom, no idea.
No fucking clue. Maybe a rematch with Tana for the U.S. belt. Who knows? Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Oh fun.
He can have his match, his big actual match. So he'll work tags in the first 2 nights. Also, we'll get around to this.
Oh, yeah.
Then on Wrestle Kingdom, what is it, 16?
Yeah, 16.
Wrestle Kingdom 16, night 3, he shall wrestle the winner of Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Jonathan Moxley.
Yeah, they could do that.
For the United States Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, so at that point, what's the bigger main event? Moxley Ibushi or Tanahashi Ibushi? It's in Japan, so I think probably Ibushi.
It's in Japan, so Tana Ibushi.
Yeah. I'm not excited for this G1. Like, last year, I could say, like, oh, fuck, that's kind of cool. That's a really cool G1. That's got some great people in it. And, like, going into it, I was excited. I am so goddamn lukewarm to this. I don't care. It's so bad.
So, do you want a little bit of a summary of quite the downgrade we're having? So, in this year's G1 that weren't in it last year, the Great Okan, all right, he's cool.
Good.
Tama Tonga and Tangaloa and Chase Owens. People who are out of the G1, Minoru Suzuki, Jay White, Will Ospreay, and Juice Robinson.
Don't forget David Finlay.
And David Finlay doesn't even get a shot at all.
Nope. I know we said rumors of a USA G1 block would be bad. I think I'd take it.
At this rate, no, it would be better than the Japan block.
Because you get
actually, a US block would be better than both of these blocks.
Bro, you got Jay, you got Finlay, Juice, Lawler,
Ospreay,
Suzuki, Rosser.
Bring in like Josh Alexander or something.
Maybe Lance,
Lance, Mox.
Well, I don't know that one, but
maybe.
It's a bit.
You have like Carl Fredericks and like
Carl
stuff.
Fredericks. Yeah, like there's a lot of options. Whereas
Fred Rosser.
It would be different. Yeah, Fred Rosser.
It would actually give us something to be excited about because it's new.
Yeah, and
nothing about these current G1 blocks is fresh.
No, a lot of it's the same as last year.
It feels like all intrigue that could be there.
Oh, they put Sonata and Evil in the same block again.
Yeah, it feels like all intrigue that either could be there, or should be there has been neglected or just not thought about entirely.
All right, let's talk about.
Do you know what this is indicative of a promotion that is just spinning wheels.
Yeah, they don't know where they're going anymore. Well, they do, but that's not a good. And I think they know their short term like destination, like, but they don't know where they're going. They're on the road, but they're not sure where the road goes, so they're just stopping. They're going to find the nearest McDonald's. That's what they're doing right now.
We're stopping at that kind of greasy gas station that you probably shouldn't stop at.
Yeah. So, moving on from G1, because there's not really much else to talk about yet. Until we have the schedule, I don't think we can really say much. Like, once we have the schedule,
yeah.
But, like, right
we can just rip the lineups to shreds because you can.
Moving on, we have... Let's just talk about the Wrestle Grand Slam results first, and then we'll get into the
yep.
news. So, Wrestle Grand Slam Night 1. Apparently, I think this is... Well, I don't know if... The consensus for both of these nights have been, like... It was not a good 2 events, from what I understand.
So, I will lay the disclaimer right now, because we'll be discussing it. I've only watched one match from either of these shows. So, what's going to happen is, you're going to tell me about a match. I'm going to say, okay. And then it will either be agreeing with whatever you say, regardless of it's actually true or not, or I will front an opinion that is not founded in any way.
Gwyn.
Yes?
I have seen 2.5 matches from these 2 shows.
Beautiful.
So we're pulling an...
Great. We are the most learned and correct people to discuss this.
This is an old school Ace podcast tradition where we read the results and we talk about the show.
We read the results, we smile and nod, and then we say they're bad.
Yeah. Firstly, the Stardom tags happened.
I heard they were alright.
I heard they were good. I heard some good things from the Joshi matches.
Momo in both because we need them to be good matches.
Well, Momo needs to be in both because remember the last time they put Stardom tags on the Tokyo Dome, it was all of Queen's Quest except for her.
Everyone except Momo. It's like, sadness.
So yeah, Saya got the pin in the dome, which is so then the actual matches start. Eagles and Tiger Mask beat Bushi and Hiromu, which is kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
So, I remember in the lead up, you had quite a strong opinion of, all right, whoever loses this tag match wins the title match the second day.
Because that makes sense,
It does. It's the typical, usual. Yeah.
And then,
but we'll get to that.
This was one of the matches I saw. Sho versus Yo. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Sho's heel style is actually pretty good. He actually he has a very interesting heel style. His in ring, it's very it's both very it's very limb work focused, but in a way that makes sense for him because he's an MMA.
Well, it's since 2020 he's been leaning more into that kind of I can do arm based working over stuff and semi MMA style.
Yeah.
Combined with he's just an absolute beef lord in the junior division.
Yeah, and now he's evil beef lord. Have you seen his new gear?
I have.
What are your thoughts on that? What do you think of the new look?
I can't make a comment without us jumping down the void pit hole that is this faction shenanigans that we have to get to. So should we talk about it now?
Well, we're going to talk about the whole thing, so I wanted to talk about the match first a little bit, and then we can get into
Sho's gear, I don't like it because it's bad on him. It's the periphery implications of everything else that he's doing that I don't like.
It's very...
You know what it looks like? Do you know what it looks like he's wearing with the ring gear and the jacket especially? It looks like he's dug up Evil's old LIJ gear.
Yeah, kind of. It's very I am dark, edgy heel man.
Yeah.
I like
he's currently he's channeling his OC. Please don't steal.
Did you hear his fucking new theme music?
I haven't actually.
It sounds, to me at least, I don't know, maybe some other people will disagree with me. When I first heard it, I thought it sounded like Megalovania. So I was like,
Is it still like the 8-bit
it's
style?
the 8-bit thing, but it's remixed to be like distorted. So it's like it came.
That's kind of hilarious.
It's like they've changed it a little bit. Just it's like the same song kind of with like some edits in it to make it sound very villainous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was from a story point. This was a pretty good match, and I think they had some great moments in this match. They had some really interesting story beats. And
Did this warrant going 25 minutes?
I think this is probably yes. I think it did because of the fact that like the story implications and like a lot of the stuff they did made sense.
Yep.
It's good until what happens after the match itself. The actual match is fine.
Yeah.
Show won with like this new submission thing. I don't know what it was supposed to be. It was like a weird choke thing.
What is his new submission?
I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's like a neck crank choke thing.
Like Khabib versus Conor neck crank.
I know because it's
No?
It's like a triangle, but he like pulls them into. I don't know how to describe it. It's fucking stupid.
Are we reaching Italian Stretch 32 vibes?
It's kind of there. It doesn't look like it works. I don't like it.
It's a pro wrestling submission that doesn't actually do any pressure.
I don't know why he just doesn't do a triangle. Like just do a triangle choke, bro. It's not. It's we don't.
A lot of wrestling submissions, it's like just do this real simple one, bro.
We don't need to see like a million holds and like, limbs flying everywhere.
Just rear naked choke, bro.
I do like shows in ring gear. The actual, just the purple and the half purple, half black. I think that looks good. And then after the match, Bullet Club's evil Dick Togo and Yujiro Takahashi came down to the ring, applauding Sho.
Yeah.
And they gave him a House of Torture t-shirt, which is Bullet Club's newest sub-faction.
FD,
So
have you been invited to the House of Torture? Have you received a formal invitation?
I live in the House of Torture. You think I look at this shit I put myself through. I live. This is
watching this
house.
Product we are in.
You're in my house.
So there was an incredible. I didn't watch this live because I only watched one match, but on the Twitterverse, all I saw, the very first picture was a backstage picture of Evil, Yujiro Takahashi, Dick Togo, and Sho.
Everyone was like freaking out on Twitter about it, like, it's like, this isn't for the. I think I saw it. It was like, this isn't for the work rates, for the thirst trap Twitter. And it's like, okay, Evil and Sho, maybe I'll give you. Who the fuck is thirsting over Yujiro?
Thirsting for the
Dick
Tokyo
Togo?
Pimp. And Dick the spoiler.
Okay, you know what? Even Dick Togo I can kind of get because he's fucking jacked. Who
What?
the fuck is thirsting over
Dilf,
Yujiro?
you know?
Yeah.
Dick Togo's a Dilf.
Yeah. Who is thirsting over Yujiro?
Could be argued.
Though? Who? Expose yourself.
Yeah. Reveal yourself to us.
Reveal yourself to me.
So, I have another question to pose to you, FD.
Yeah. What's up?
So, you recently have a babyface junior that you're high on, and you want to push.
Yeah.
You have them turn heel, break up their tag team,
Yeah.
thusly leaving their babyface faction, yeah?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have a heel faction that doesn't have any juniors at the moment.
Yeah.
And Sho is quite a beefy dude.
Mm.
So he even fits with the whole, he could be open weight. Like, he's that good.
Mm.
When you have that scenario, do you put him in that faction with no juniors?
Absolutely not. We put him in the stable that already has 6 junior heavyweights and needs a 7th one because that's what we're doing. Because this is New Japan and we need to put Sho in the stable with El Phantasmo, Taiji Ishimori, Dick Togo, Chris Bay, Jado, and Geto. Welcome to New Japan. Or I've given up on my life. Seriously, Bullet Club has 7 junior heavyweights
across all of their sub factions and countries. Yes,
7.
So, and also they're playing the angle of Jay was unaware of this.
Yeah, but Tama was aware of it. So
I have a question. I have another question. Even when Jay was in Chaos, he was like, Roppongi are cool.
Yeah. And like when they were young boys.
So
like,
why? I don't know why this would be like a thing he would be against.
He's like, my ex-boyfriend's here.
Yeah.
Like, of all the people that they recruit, that's the one he has a problem with? The 5-time junior heavyweight tag team champion and 3-time junior tag league winner? The guy who can beat heavyweight wrestlers on a dime? That's the one you have a problem with?
Jay's real qualm is like, why didn't you take the poop artist?
Why did you wanted Yo? Why does he want Yo?
He wanted Yo this entire time, and he's like, fuck!
No! I said Yo! I thought you said Show! By the way,
Show is not twink enough!
Show is not twink. He's not an EDM boy! Wait, yes he is. He kind of well, the good news is now him and Phantasmo can have the ultimate EDM tag team.
Okay. I would love that. If the angle currently wasn't like it sounds terrible, but Bullet Club Race War. We have the Gaijin Bullet Club and the Japan Bullet Club.
Oh, Ishimori's is caught in the middle of it. He's just...
Ishimori caught in the middle of his cutest tag team boyfriend and like... the House of Torture.
But he hates Sho, so he's gonna go to the white guys.
Yeah, but then he's like, oh, but Sho's pretty jacked though.
And Chris Bay.
Wait, no.
Joined.
No. Extra dynamic. It's not Ishimori that's caught in the middle. It's Sho that's caught in the middle. Because on one hand, he's like, EDM tag team with Phantasmo. But on the other hand, jacked boy tag team with Ishimori.
Ugh. That is cool.
Where does he go?
Real jacked boy tag team with Dick Togo.
Dick Togo!
That's what we're doing.
Real jacked, baby.
Real. It's real. This is Bullet Club.
It's
now.
real Bullet Club.
Oh, mate. So, yeah, that's fucking stupid, by the way. 7 junior heavyweights. Also, Chris Bay is apparently the first African-American Bullet Club member, so...
Great.
The race war gets even deeper.
The race war has another layer.
It really is the Bullet Club race war. All the Japanese guys on one side.
If they actually go ahead with this, like... Okay. There's going to be all of the troglodytes on Twitter, the defenders, that say, oh, the evil J teasing from like 2 years ago. Or like a year ago. It's like, oh my god, that's finally being realized. And it's like, they never planned this. Shut up.
Fuck you. This is not the plan.
And then they'll be like, oh, it's the Bullet Club Civil War that we want. It's like, no, it isn't.
I don't... Why? No, who wanted this? Who
Nobody wants this.
I didn't ask for this.
I also did not ask for this.
It's like when you order food and they just go to the wrong restaurant. Have you seen? There's a fucking screenshot on Twitter that I saw. It's like, oh, McDonald's was closed, so I got you Burger King. It's like, I got you Burger King. I don't want a Burger King.
I didn't want a Burger King.
Too fucking bad to get Burger King. It's like
Burger King, and you go.
It's just like that's what this is. It's like
really is.
I want smart, stable booking, and then instead they give me.
Okay, I have another question. Another question for you. In the
have so
current
many
state of
questions
House
for
of
you.
Torture, so you know how the New Japan faction is like, all right, we've got our main eventer, we've got our gatekeeper, we've got like our mid card push guy, we've got our junior, yeah.
Yeah.
We have Evil as our main eventer, who's also shit.
Yeah.
We have our junior in Show,
Yeah.
who's our upper mid card gatekeeper to the main event. Fucking Yujiro.
Yujiro Takahashi, baby.
You beat Yujiro. I'm gonna challenge for the title,
By the
boy.
way, the race war doesn't work because Kenta doesn't like Evil. Like, that doesn't. Why is there
Damn
a
it.
race war? Is Kenta white now?
There just is.
Is Kenta white? Is Kenta a white?
He wrestled in America, therefore he's white.
He's white. Okay.
He showed up in AEW. There you go.
Let's
why.
move on to this catastrophe that occurred. The KOPW 2021 was on the line as Chase Owens made his first defense against Toru Yano in a no DQ I Quit match. I didn't watch this match, and I have no desire to watch this match.
So, without extra context, part of me would be like, okay, I could watch this for the lols
No,
with how bad it is. But when you look at the time code,
28 minutes and 3 seconds.
28 minutes of your life.
This was the longest match of night 1.
Oh, yeah.
And this was apparently serious Yano wrestling, so it's not even the funny kind. Anyway, Yano won the thing back. I don't know how. I don't know with what. Oh, he threatened to stab Chase, and Chase said he quit. Okay, cool. That's the finish.
So great.
Lovely. Big fan.
Even fronting the opinion because I haven't watched it, it's like you don't need to watch this because you will have better usage of your time.
Like, why? That's my only question.
No one will have the answers for you.
No, nobody will. But that's my only question. I don't have any explanation. I don't have a witty joke or even just a dumb joke. This is just stupid.
There is nothing. There was only void.
It's bad. Alright, moving on. Kazuti Okada versus Jeff Cobb. Their second match this year. Third match in total. Yeah.
Cobb wins. The match is longer than I thought it would be.
It was the semi-main.
With a 27?
I think I wouldn't have a problem with it being that long if it wasn't for the length of the main event. I think that's my main issue.
True.
Like, I think it could have been...
also with Yano Chase being as long as it was.
Yeah, like, Yano Chase was longer than this.
Yes.
Why?
I think this was the longest match of the whole... Okay, second longest match of both shows.
Yeah, I'm assuming main of last night was...
Yeah, main, yeah.
Tonight was longer. Because,
By about 2 minutes.
By about 2 minutes.
Really not that much longer.
Not that much longer. That's
the state we're in right now.
But Cobb won. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have much else to say because they're going to have a third one in the G1.
Yeah, it'll probably be the block final. It'll probably be good.
Rematches to set up G1 rematches. There you go.
It'll be good.
Yeah. If it's block final, I like it.
Yeah. It might just be Cobb spoiling him, but we can hope.
Yeah, maybe.
Cobb going to 10 after killing Okada.
And then... Okay, that's what you do. You have Cobb spoil him or something, if it's not the final. Then when Okada... Actually, no, because he'd be spoiled. Shit. You could just have Cobb beat him in the G1, Okada wins the block, wins the belt at Wrestle Kingdom, then Cobb's his first defense or something.
I feel like they do briefcase if they do that.
Oh yeah, for if Billiam comes over.
Yeah, it'd be Billiam.
Oh, build up for the Billiam match at the Wrestle Kingdoms.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. But the main event, IWGP US title, for the first time in, hold on, 1 year
Eons.
and like 7 months.
A millennia.
The US title is defended on Japanese soil.
Yeah.
Hiroshi Tanahashi defeats Kota Ibushi to retain the title in 17 minutes and 47 seconds.
So, for the first time in about millennia, we have a main event that doesn't go half an hour.
And it's one that probably should have. You know? Like,
I'm reticent to complain about it because I've been wanting shorter main events.
I kind of, but like, it's Tanahashi.
I know, given the two people involved, it's like, these are two people that actually can do a longer match. So.
And also, given you gave Chase Owens and Toru Yano 28 minutes,
yes.
I feel like you could
also that. Also that.
Tana and Ibushi.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was complicated.
Yeah.
What? Oh, mate. I mean, Tana retained.
Yeah.
That's WrestleGrand.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has challenged him yet, so I think his next defense will probably be in
no,
the
but
Americas.
Night 1 definitely needed them on it because otherwise it was like, oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was Night 1. I didn't watch that much of it. Like I said, I only saw Show versus Yo.
Yeah.
What were your opinions? Well, the results.
Considering I haven't watched any matches from that show, I still I had zero desire to watch this show before it happened, and after it happened, I still the same.
Yeah, it's. I can't say it's like. I mean, I'm sure Cobb, Okada was good, and Tanahashi.
I'm sure it was fine, but I just watched it at the other Wrestle Grand Slam,
and that was good. And we're gonna have to watch it again in G1. So
yeah, I just watched it there. The New Japan sort of methodology right now is, all right, here's a card. It has like maybe one interesting match on it. The rest of it, no one needs to actually watch.
Yeah. Right. So before we get to Night 2, there was an announcement made on Night 1 regarding Wrestle Kingdom. This year, Wrestle Kingdom is not 2 nights. But don't get excited, kids. It's because it's 3 nights.
3 times.
So, the first 2 nights will be on January 4th and 5th, as usual, in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on Night 3, on January 8th, Yokohama Arena. Not even the stadium.
Not even the stadium. Arena. So, I know that this is all just for the sake of marketing and sell tickets because Wrestle Kingdom has like a value to it. But why just name it? This is just a new beginning show that's called Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
This is just a New Year Dash called Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
This is just a Fantastica Mania called Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay, let's not go that far.
Yeah. Goodness me.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
Okay. Look at the state of the current roster. Look at how split it is.
Yep.
Even with the big names coming over from the US that are currently there. Can you imagine the undercard tags that we will have to endure through Night 1 and Night 2?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So,
we're going to have maybe 2 matches of any consequence on each night.
I'm assuming Night 1, or Night 3, rather, is going to be main evented by the US title. And then 1 and 2 are
yeah, probably.
the world title.
Yeah.
So, I have several issues with this.
Please go ahead and voice them.
So, for one, the 3 nights is too much.
It's way too fucking much.
Nobody wanted this. No Japanese, no Western fan, no anyone. Nobody wanted this. This is not something that wrestling fans wanted, nor is it something that they needed. Nobody was like, oh, Wrestle Kingdom 2 nights was so good, but you know, even better, 3 nights. Nobody was
I-
saying
I-
that.
So the way that I see it is, this has just become Wrestle Kingdom, the name, the brand of their flagship show. Expanding to 2 nights was a novelty. Initially, it was a fun idea for the tournament. Expanding it to 3, this is just becoming the next Destruction Tour or New Beginning Tour.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we just have this show in Beppu or wherever.
Wrestle Kingdom in Beppu.
Wrestle Kingdom in Beppu, that's pretty much what this is. I don't really care if you say otherwise. Like, I'll shout out Sheba from the server, because he did have an interesting perspective on it, where it was more of wrestling that he enjoyed and therefore saw it as a good thing, which I think is fair. That's valid. However, the idea that the Wrestle Kingdom name and the prestige of this is our big show of the year, that suffers fundamentally when you have 3 of them.
Yeah.
In an already very thin roster that they don't know what to do with.
Say what you will about Harold Beige. I liked his idea of Wrestle Kingdom only being 2 nights every now and again.
When it made sense.
Yeah. He said when they first did oh no, we're not gonna do it permanently. It's gonna be we're gonna do it once every few years, and we're gonna do Olympic style, an Olympic style thing, which is that's
Yeah,
cool.
you do the original for the winner take all tournament. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then say you do it every 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
On every 5th and 10th anniversary going on, it's a 2-night.
What I dislike even more though is now, because they're doing it 2 nights, as opposed to giving the U.S. and Never belts each a main event or something, or even giving the junior belt a main event or something else. They have instead opted into this formula where they are going to consistently try and make it so that 4th and 5th both have a world title match on it. So
Yes.
that they can book them both at night, and that's just dumb. It's bad.
And this then in turn devalues the G1 title shot.
Yeah, which in itself is
Because they'll get it on night 1 or something, and then they just have to randomly defend against other people if they win.
Yeah, why? I'm hoping the G1 winner gets the night 2 shot, because I don't want Ospreay to be oh well, I'm gonna wait to see who wins between the boys and then they can fight. No.
Okay, I have a brief tangent related to Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah.
To do with William Ospreay. So we the 2-night Wrestle Kingdom, we could maybe see it. It's okay, you can elevate IC to be one of the main events. Night 1 main event is IC. That would be cool. They got rid of that. Do you know what we're doing? Less than a year after unifying the belts,
we're doing a double chap storyline, mate.
we're having a I'm the real world champion story.
Yeah.
Already. Why on earth did you unify the belts? You could have just had Ospreay win the IC belt or some shit.
You know what's funnier as well? Rev Pro is also doing a real world champion.
They are, aren't they?
Except the difference is Ricky Knight Jr. has more of a case than Will Ospreay does to still be the champion.
Yes.
Because he's been defending the belt. And Shingo has
Because
also...
Ospreay's got this thing I'm not going to Japan until they announce Shingo as an interim champion or something.
Which either there's 2 options. One, you make Ospreay look like a twat and a dumbass, and he goes back anyway. Or 2,
yeah,
you devalue Shingo's reign with the title, and you erase it, and you call him the interim champion.
So the only way to get around that is you make Shingo the interim champion, but then him beating Ospreay then reinstates his title reign as legit.
I guess. So
it's a ferociously confusing and stupid way to do it, but that could be a way that they do it.
Thing, basically.
Oh God, this is Escobar Devlin, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, because
No.
he's gonna beat Shingo immediately.
Oh no.
He's tapping his watch.
Oh.
God. But yeah, 3-night WK. Please don't. Don't.
It was already quite a bloated task to watch 2 Wrestle Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Even on the first time when it was like the fun novelty of it hadn't worn off.
The first time was like, it was fun. You know, it was different.
Yeah.
It made sense.
We did have those kind of New Beginning Destruction Tour things where it's like, all right, we're gonna have 8-man tags on Wrestle Kingdom to build for
that was
tomorrow.
I didn't like that.
So we're gonna have that, but more.
Yeah, because they don't have enough matches to fill fucking 3 cards.
They're nowhere near.
No, we're gonna have fucking.
No, not to make it a proper Wrestle Kingdom card where everything should matter.
Yeah, no. They're not even gonna bring in Stardom to like cut up maybe a bit, you know. No.
Stardom will get a dark match.
Stardom will
There
get
you
a
go.
dark match.
Pre-show match if they're lucky.
Pre-show match if they will get a pre-show match this time, which was
Yeah.
nice, I guess. Yeah.
Anyway, night 2.
Night 2. Yeah, DDM beat QQ then.
Yeah.
Weird result. Empire beat Okada and Ishii.
I thought they would.
I thought they wouldn't because Cobb was winning tonight or last night rather, and I thought
I'm fine. I'm not going to complain because Okada and Cobb need to win shit.
Yeah, it's good. It's just
Yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just surprising.
I'm fine with it. That's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Titles. Suzuki Gun. Despy and Kanemaru won back the belts, beating Bullet Club.
Great with the flippy floppy belty flop.
I feel like the good thing is though this hope and with the result of the singles belt, I hope they are in fact building to not
Eagles Phantasma.
Yeah, I know everyone
Please.
wants Despy Hiromu, but
No.
you can wait.
You can have Hiromu Bushi challenge for tag at Wrestle Kingdom. That's a different flavor. While we have a fun new thing for the singles belt.
Also, if Despy were to win BOSJ and Hiromu were to have won the belt tonight, what that would have done, you would have had in one single year, Despy would have won the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Singles title, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles, the Super Junior Tag League, and Best of Super Juniors in one calendar year, and that's...
Yeah. I'm a big Despy mark. I love him. He's great, but that's too much.
And he also would have been double champion at one point during that time
Yeah.
period. And he would have challenged Ibushi in the main event for...
That would have been so much of like we're only gonna build Despy and no one else.
Yeah, which you can't really do.
No.
Especially when you have...
This way Eagles gets a shine. Hopefully if Phantasmo wins BOSJ.
He makes the most sense.
He makes the most sense because they've given him 2 J Cups already and tag all the time, so he needs to elevate a bit more.
The other theory I had was Eagles will drop Junior to Show, and then Yo will win BOSJ to set up a rematch.
Okay, that could also happen. Yeah.
I think that's a possibility as well. But...
Show and Eagles have chaos history. It makes sense.
Yeah. But we do have the first defense announced for both of these new champions. Despy came out after Eagles beat Hiromu. And by the way, the match I watched on this night was Eagles Hiromu was quite good.
Okay.
And Despy challenged Eagles to a rematch, but he said he didn't want just a rematch, so he said, you know what, I will, in exchange for a rematch, you and a partner of your choosing, which Eagles in the backstage comments named as Tiger Mask, will be allowed to challenge for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. So
I'm into it. That's fine.
It's good.
You know what? I like that Despy's not just like give me a shot.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, in exchange, you get a shot at my belt. That's cool.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think both champions are going to retain. I don't think.
Also, didn't Flying Tigers beat Despy Kanemaru in Tag League?
I think so. Yes, I think Flying Tigers did in fact beat
Yeah.
them in Junior Tag League, and Flying Tigers did quite well in Junior Tag League. They got
yeah. They're actually quite good.
They got 6 points.
Yeah.
They're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
They did. Oh no, Despy and Kanemaru beat them. So.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay, that would be why Despy's challenging. All right, okay, got it.
Yeah. So that's fine. So Despy Kanemaru. Yeah.
I'm fine with it. It's something new with the junior tag and junior belts, so therefore I'm for it.
Oh wait, no, hold on. This might be a mistake. Actually, maybe they did beat Despy and Kanemaru. I'm looking at
Either way,
Wikipedia. Yeah, it's fine either way.
yeah.
But yeah. And just the heavyweight tag titles. It's all the finish of this match. I didn't see much else of it. Dangerous Tekkers, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi retained the tag team titles against.
Oh,
Thank
the
fucking
miracle!
God. Oh my God.
The first successful defense in what ages?
Yeah, like, thank fucking God though.
The right team won for once.
Yeah, they did. You know, like, they should hold the belts till WK and then drop them to Empire. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
it's that simple.
it doesn't need to be difficult.
Oh, it's gonna be though. Make a fucking.
They love to make it difficult, even though it doesn't need to be.
Yeah. I'm assuming God will probably get a shot at the tag belts at Power Struggle or something. To like.
God can beat like Zack and Taichi in the G1, and then they get a shot.
They'll get a shot, and then like.
Yeah.
Tekkers can retain again, finish that series, and then you have Empire win Tag League, and then they challenge at WK.
Right, FD, I'm gonna need you to vamp for about a minute. I just got to go for a little second.
All right. So continuing on through this, in terms of like what I think currently going on in this card, it's okay. And then oh my goodness. Apparently the reviews for Shingo Evil were quite bad. I saw half the match and I thought it was fine. It was kind of what I expected. But goddamn, the matches that they actually put through are quite. The ratings are quite bad. People were not enjoying of it. Apparently the interference didn't really enjoy. A lot of people didn't really like the interference, which like it's a Bullet Club main, in my opinion. I think that's fine. You know, like if you're really getting that upset over it, it's a Bullet Club main event. Every Bullet Club main event contains interference of some kind. It's just how it be. It's how it's gonna probably be forever until Bullet Club breaks up, which I kind of hope is soon. But yeah, that's what it is. I don't have an issue with it personally, and I think that's fine. You know, I think Evil Shingo was okay. I think Shingo retaining they made the right choice in terms of the finish. Fuck, I knocked over my mic by accident. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think Shingo Evil is fine. In terms of the New Japan stuff right now, I'm personally not a major fan of it. It's a bit, you know, it's fine.
Okay, we're back.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm talking about Evil Shingo. What's up?
Great. It was what it was.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is the match you watched.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it in full. I saw half of it.
So we got to the point where there was significant ring bell shenanigans, and then Red Shoes had to like throw House of Torture out, but they showed up anyway later.
Oh, they did.
And it was just.
Bullet Club.
You've all seen evil matches in the current era. It was just that, but again.
But worse.
And the whole thing of House of Torture, new shirt. Whoa, let's put them over by not putting them over.
Woski.
Let's have all of them look like goobers, including Show.
I'm a goofy goober. You know.
Basically, all of them interfered, and none of it worked because Shingo won anyway.
Yep. He didn't even need Bushi. He just won.
Well, Naito and Sanada came out to make the save.
Oh, okay, so he did need.
And I think Bushi also did come in to make the save as well.
Yeah. Okay, so he did need Bushi. Never mind. Okay, he didn't need Hiromu though.
They did not need Hiromu.
Yeah, he did not need El Terrible.
God's sake.
From Mexico. Kind of wish he did. El Terrible would have made it funnier if El Terrible showed up. So overall, what are your thoughts, Gwyn, on Wrestle Grand Slam? We've had
very little of my thought is very little of consequence occurred.
By the way, I want to Wrestle Grand Slam shows.
Wow.
Shingo Takagi. All 3 shows were either main evented by Shingo Takagi or Hiroshi Tanahashi. Because
Okay.
they main event the first one, and then Tana main event one, and then Shingo main event one. That's it. That's it. That's all.
Outside of show moving around, nothing of consequence happened.
Did anything of consequence happen in that case? Did show moving to Bullet Club really accomplish anything?
No.
Exactly.
It was something that happened. It wasn't good.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some interesting things.
Okay.
Let's talk about some DDT.
Yeah.
Promotion right now. Dramatic Survivor has taken place, and with it, a shocking disbandment of one of the stables. So with Dramatic Survivor, this was an 8-man tag team tournament, and the way it would work would be the losers would advance, and there were 4 of the different stables in DDT represented. You had Disaster Box, Sona Kamina, Damnation, and
Jinretsu.
And the 4 of them and the losers would advance, and then the overall loser would have to disband as a faction entirely. Since Kamina and Damnation had the tag team and 6-man belts respectively, if they were to lose, they would have to vacate said belts. And lo and behold, the final, to the fucking shocking the shit out of me, was Damnation versus Sora Kamina, the 2 teams who I did not think were going to disband yet.
The 2 teams that are pushed the most.
And Damnation lost. And it wasn't like a fluky roll-up or anything. Well, the first round was. The first round, Soma got Harada. But then, in the finals, Sasaki straight up ate a WR and got pinned, and that's how Damnation died. So,
end of an era, FD.
End of an era, man. Damnation is gone. They are dead.
Yeah.
This is a major shakeup in DDT.
This is massive.
This is of all. It's okay. To be fair, Damnation is the longest running stable in DDT, so it makes sense that they would be split up.
I would However, one, they have they had the 6-man titles.
Don't anymore.
Well, not anymore, but they did.
They did.
Sasaki just won the Universal title.
Yeah.
And the team in the Dramatic Survivor was Endo, Yuji Hino, Daisuke Sasaki, and Soma Takao.
In my opinion, I think this is great. This is the most genius.
In comparison to Nuge, where nothing of consequence really happened and it's all just kind of treading water, this is something massive. This is something very big that shakes it up a hell of a lot.
And it's cool. I like it.
I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah, man. Like, it's really, really interesting to me in the decisions that they made for this, and with the 6-man titles now vacated. But that's not just that. You look at the people who are now able to go and do anything. Look at the number of people who they have made available. You look at you have Endo, Soma, Hino, Sasaki, Aki, fucking Poli, Yamato, Otto, Nobu. Like there's so many people who can now go and do different things, and I'm very interested to see where this goes. You know,
this will be interesting considering we've got Dio Grand Prix 2 coming up, and with Endo, one of their aces, now having the chains off.
Yes,
as it were.
I have made multiple theories about what is going to happen with this. Do you have any that you would like to say before I go into my full-on tangent?
What, into your Charlie Day brainchild conspiracy theory moment?
Correct.
I haven't had, being a much newer DDT viewer, I don't, and with how chaotic the promotion can be sometimes, I don't really know where the quote unquote expected places will be. Like Hino is more of like a freelance guy,
Yes, he is a freelance.
and like DDT. So I doubt. So he won't really be too affected by this.
No.
He can just still be tagging with people, and that's fine. I'm okay, and I know Endo is like the big one because he's the main event now. I'm really interested to see what the hell Sasaki does.
To me, I think in terms of Sasaki, I think my opinion of him is I think he's gonna go and do some stuff with Hiroshima. Because I think him and Disaster Box might link up. So I feel like that makes sense, but to me at least, he kind of has to go through his retribution arc where like
he needs this is like him getting his just desserts.
He's like the biggest bastard in all of DDT for years, and now
Yes.
he has to go team with everybody else.
And also,
like,
Yuki Ueno got his win back
yes.
in Direct Survivor over him.
He killed
So I assume that'll be a rematch down the line, maybe Ultimate Party.
See, this is the real storyline to make Sona Kamina a heel faction, because they killed Damnation. And
they killed Damnation, damn you.
Damn you.
It could either be a rematch for the Universal title down the line, or something like that's the finals of Dio Grand Prix 2.
Maybe.
Yuki Ueno, Daisuke Sasaki could be a thing.
So, okay, where do you think everyone's the main? I'm gonna say the main three dudes: Sasaki, Endo, and Soma are gonna end up. Because you never know. I guess if you want to say Hino, you can. But those are the
I don't think Hino's kind of too detached, I think.
Yeah.
The Sasaki thing with the Box, I think he'll still be very heelish and dickbaggy.
Probably.
Because that's just his way. Endo and Soma, I actually have no idea.
I have theories regarding both.
Okay. Please fire off.
This is an entire... For Soma is a pretty simple one. For Soma, I believe him and Sakaguchi have kind of had an ongoing rivalry over the last year or so, where it's kind of been like a whole... It's respect, but in brutality kind of thing. I think it's going to...
Do you think he goes to Eruption?
I think he goes to Eruption and he starts...
Oh.
He sits under the learning tree of Sakaguchi and like...
You know what? I like that. Also, Eruption does kind of need a fourth.
Yeah, and he fits. He does like the striking stuff. He's definitely the more in-ring focused of like all the Damnation guys, I think.
Yeah.
I think he also fits the whole "we are drunk bastards" because that's kind of Sakaguchi's thing. So it would be
we are drunk bastardo.
Drunk bastard.
Also, I'm picturing Soma in like the white Eruption gear quite well.
Ooh yeah, white.
Like with the jacket. Yeah.
But it's coming out to Red Treason, so it's the theme music.
Imagine him coming out to the Japanese rap of the Eruption theme. That'd be great.
It'd be great. I want it. Sounds great. Don't know what you mean. It sounds amazing. So that's my opinion on Soma. As for the other two, in terms of Endo, this is a more major conspiracy of who the next top heel group is, and it involves the current upcoming KOD Openweight Championship match between one of Chris Brooks and Konsuke Takeshita in multiple facets. Firstly,
because Brooks is also a big name that isn't tied to a faction.
Indeed, and he is also somebody who hasn't really established if he is a full-on heel or a full-on face yet.
He's more so like against certain people he will hate them forever, and certain other people he's like kind of buddy with.
Yes, and him and Take have always kind of had. It's interesting because him and Take have always been like had this respectful relationship, but at the same time, in Dio he did cheat to beat him.
They're kind of frenemies, sort of thing.
And that's where this leads into my theory. I think Chris Brooks is going to beat Konsuke Takeshita to win the openweight title via interference from several members of his new top heel stable.
Oh.
Through that, and then after the match, they're gonna beat the shit out of Take. Okay, and then Endo is gonna come running down and make the save because Sona Kamina will be like taken out earlier in the night or something, or they'll get taken out earlier, and they'll still be beating him down, and Endo will run off Brooks, and then you start kind of that rebuild of the next generation combination under the Sona Kamina banner, and kind of them trying to re-trust each other again.
Endo in Sauna Club sounds so funny.
It would make sense.
It would. It really would.
and it's like he has to earn back the trust of Take, and he has to have to earn the trust of Mao and Ueno and Shunma. They're like, you were fucking bastard men for years. It's like, well, now I want to be your friend, Nepala. Fucking
Endo doing the net power.
Nepala.
Oh, dude. Think of all the Endo Shunma tag team matches that could happen.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Think about it. Think about it.
But I think that makes sense. And I know it's a bit cliche to have a Gaijin as your top heel, but like, I think Brooks being the leader of the top heel stable would work.
You put the brain seed of top heel stable in my brain. But who would be in this Chris Brooks stable?
I have some ideas for some names. So firstly, I think Jun Kasai would be a part-time member. I think Jim Parker would be a part-time member.
Yep.
So they would show up occasionally. Masa Takanashi, because him and Brooks are CDK.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Now, the probably the guy, since you have to have a comedy guy in a heel stable, and although it would be kind of Honda, yeah. him and Brooks are like they're a team, so it makes sense for them to stay together.
Yeah.
And since he's now no longer in Damnation, and if he's gonna stick around, Yuji Hino.
I would love that. Hino is like a big freelance muscle dude.
Brooks's muscle is like
he's heavy. Yeah.
He's like, bang, fuck you, die. And then also,
I mean, you're just putting a lot of my favorites in the same place, which I'm all for.
Yeah, and then also, I think Mad Paulie would be a good one. I think he's not got much to do, and having Brooks surround himself with two fucking massive dudes is like, you're not gonna do shit. You're running away.
Lanky boy Brooks with two massive dudes in Hino and Paulie sounds amazing.
And then the bit of a wild card one, I don't know if they would do this, but since he's not really doing much, I think Akito would be an interesting one to put into that group. He's kind of the only one without...
As a heel? As a heel?
It would be different. He's been a heel before, but it would be something...
I'd be down for it, because ever since they broke up All Out, he's kind of not really done anything.
He's the only one in All Out not doing anything, because Shinma and Take are in Solar Kamina. Ino is doing... Oh, fair.
Okay, all right,
so
okay.
Fucking funny.
Brief tangent. At first, I was skeptical. I was a little confused. I was sort of like just rolling with the punches. Okay, filler defense for tag title, whatever, you know.
They gotta win.
But oh boy,
they gotta win.
I will. I must sing the praises and regale you in the wonderful brilliance that is Pheromones.
Yuki sexy Ino. Danshoku dandy daino.
Have you seen their entrance?
Yes.
Have you seen their entrance?
They enter to Ino's theme, which is already like gay club music, and it's like, oh, it's so brilliant, dude. One of their tag moves is like, Ino will like they tried to throw Ino into Dino's ass. He stopped himself, and then he kissed both of Dino's ass.
Yeah.
And then threw Honda into it. And then his finish.
One of the sheer amount of times that you know how Pentagon does the Sierra Miedo all the time.
Yeah.
Eno's like, I'm gonna sensually rub my chest.
It's incredible, dude. It's such
it's so good.
It's so good.
It's the best gimmick.
His finisher is literally, I will strip down to my jockstrap and I will hit you with the Yokozuna drop, and then that's the entire. That's the finish.
I know they're a comedy team, but like, I kind of want to win the tag belts though.
Me too, dude.
I don't want to see him do it.
It's so funny. It's like so dumb. It's a dumb gimmick.
It's beyond absurd.
But it works so well. Dude, remember they were like, when they were making the entrance and they went to like the ringside crew guy and he just passed
that guy like faint. Yeah.
Fainted because of how sexy
the pheromones are too strong.
That's brilliant. I don't think they will win the tag belts. I would.
No, but we want them to. Okay, purely for my own sick enjoyment of their amazing tag team, and also to get the tag belts off Take because he's got heavyweight. Openweight.
They would be far removed from the KOD openweight title picture.
Yes, they'd be funny. They'd be great.
They would be just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, but it's interesting.
No.
So You know, maybe they get Sasadanga Machine in and they win the vacant 6-man belts, though. Like, they could do that.
What, Pheromones and Sasadanga?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So, in my opinion, I think a heel stable led by Brooks is the best outcome. I think Take retaining is fine, you know? But I think doing... It's
that weird thing where we knew that he was going to win the title from Akiyama eventually. But the problem is, it's like, that's just back to holding station.
Yeah.
Like, we know he's ace and he's like the top guy, like, but
they could do some interesting things, you know?
They could do some very interesting things.
There's a lot of different things they could do. I think there's a lot of options. I hope... I like my Brooks theory, but I understand if they don't do that. There's other good options. You know, Eruption maybe turning heel and going to be that stable instead. Although Saki Akai as a heel is kind of hard to picture. I don't know what that would be like. You know, she's not a French woman. So,
I know, right? She's not French. She doesn't wear black. You know.
Doesn't wear black. You know, I don't know.
No. Also, Brooks in white gear just doesn't look right.
No,
that sounds weird.
Well, I mean, no, he's got his like squid white gear. You know, like when he has like.
Yeah, but like full eruption white would be weird.
Full eruption white would be weird. Yeah.
Like in like the eruption jacket.
Yeah. No,
that looks so cursed.
He would just be very long. He looks like he's wearing a lab coat. He's just wearing a lab coat.
That was such lab coat.
I think that's my thoughts. Do you have any other ideas?
I agree that it would be very interesting to have Brooks form his own one out of the ashes of Damnation, and then Endo's redemption into Take trusting him again.
Because
that makes for some really interesting story wrinkles that I'd be very much here for.
The other thing I saw, like, people were like kind of like, oh, you know, just an Endo top heel stable. I was like, that's kind of fucking boring.
Well, they just did that. That's what Damnation was.
Yeah, but no, Sasaki was technically the leader of that. But it's like, at that point, just like, why not just make Endo the leader?
Well, at that point, why would you break up Damnation?
Yeah, I just make Endo the leader.
Yeah.
You don't need to break up Damnation to do that. Yeah, so I'm hoping that it does lead to an Endo redemption arc, because he's not really a heel. He never, like, his most heelish thing he's done.
He's not. Sasaki was the grand heel bastard mastermind.
Yeah.
Really.
Endo is like, I can do flips, and I turned on Sasaki one time. That was like his whole heel thing. And like, you know, he's a heel, but he's not really a heel. You know, like, the fans love him.
Not in the same sense, anyway.
The women want to fuck him. The men want to be him. He's Tetsuya Endo. They love him.
Yeah.
He's great. Legitimately, though, he's too over, and I think his style doesn't really work to be a top heel. Like, his in-ring.
He does a lot of acrobatic stuff to be a full heel.
It's like very flippy-do, pop the crowd, shooting star presses.
Yeah. The only downside that would have here is if Endo does like sort of semi-align or fully go Sworn Nakamina, is that Mao is even more kind of the fall guy.
Well, they don't really seem to have much interest in putting him any further right now.
I know. I'm sad.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could turn Mao heel.
You know what? He does very flashy stuff as well, doesn't he?
He does. Yeah, guess not.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh well. You know what? Okay, the overall story of Endo redemption is very interesting, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I think that works best. I think it's better than him just getting a heel group. It's like,
yeah.
What else is happening in DDT? Is that about? That's about. Oh, Sakaguchi and Brooks had a really good singles match. That was.
They did. I just watched it during the podcast.
Yes, it was quite good.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Ends via stoppage. Very good. I also do find Jinretsu being sticking around. Oh,
yes, because it was always a bit of an unknown what would happen after Jun lost the title. Like, what would he really be doing? What would his schedule be?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. But if he's sticking around, and I think Jinretsu is really cool.
Yeah.
I think it's really great it's almost a very Shibata with the Young Lions vibe. Yes. Of like, this is our old bastard veteran teaching the newer guys how to do it.
I do think, though, that the stable does need a bit more.
It currently has... well, because Oishi's out.
Yeah, that's the main problem right now.
That's the main thing, so we don't have our second like veteran guy to really anchor it.
Oishi's technically the leader of the stable as well, so it's like...
Yeah.
the stable's leaderless currently, so it's like,
Mm.
I mean, Akama's there, but I feel like they do need
Yeah.
to add some more.
'Cause you've currently got a lot of like some of the young lion guys and Yusuke Okada, which is great, but you need a guy that's more like Akito could go there
Akito could go there. Akito very
if you don't want to turn him heel.
Yeah, and he would make sense because he's the vice president,
Yeah,
and like mentoring the young talent.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's DDT.
That's DDT for now. We have more stuff coming up later in the month.
Yeah, I think, and after the Brooks title match, we'll probably get more stuff about maybe DO2.
DO2. We obviously don't. We also don't know how the vacant 6-man belts are going to be decided yet.
Yes, we're not sure if it's going to be like another tournament or just two teams all put together for the vacant ones. We don't know yet.
What I think would be interesting is if Soma, Hino, and Endo each got to pick 2 people to team with, and they would get like a 3-way 6-man tag title match. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be different, but it'd be cool. We have Tenjin Wars coming up. We have Who's Gonna Top coming up, so it'll be good. It'll be interesting to see how all that goes.
Who's Gonna Top is the last Damnation match as well, I think.
Yes, it is. I don't know if they've announced the actual match, but it is Damnation's final match.
Who's Gonna Top?
Who's Gonna Top? 2021. Who's Gonna Top is it's one of theirs. They did it last year. It was important. Yeah.
That's DDT.
To the other part of Cyberfight, the much more stern face, serious part of Cyberfight.
You say serious.
Okay.
Yeah. I will preface, we did have Kaito Kiyomiya get run over.
Look, it's all part of the story.
It's all part of this serious story.
The Noah fan base was not happy about that, by the way. They were all like, what the fuck is this? Am I watching DDT?
The Great Muta is not taking any prisoners.
They're like, wait, when did I start watching DDT? It's like, you didn't. It's like, well, why the fuck is that being by a car? It's like, it's pretty funny. But the main thing is we do have the N1 Victory League fast approaching. in 1 week's time, it will kick off. It will begin.
Yes.
But before that, we also did have the August 3rd show where the GHC Junior Heavyweight title was on the line. That's the main thing. Also, Kaito beat Nozawa. And also on the show, Kotoge and Ohara made the challenge for the junior tag titles against Susumu and Seki. That should be good.
Yep.
Be good.
But with Seki and Susumu as tag champions, I'm quite excited for the general title scene in general.
It should be a good match. I think all the workers work fast enough to make it good.
And with with your boy, well, no one's boy, not being the tag champion anymore, matches shouldn't go so long.
There's a slight issue with your boy. In fact, though, unfortunately, because Hayato retained the GHC Junior title over Kotaro Suzuki for the 3rd time, and his next challenger is your boy Daisuke Okada.
Damn it!
He's coming up there for that 25-minute match.
Yikes!
He's ready.
Okay, if it's the singles match, I don't have quite so many qualms with. It's when it's like the junior tag or some, not even just tag title, just random like 6-man junior tag. That's like half an hour.
Hayata with his GHC junior title. Hayata's getting a good reign in. He's made it 3 matches. First champion to do that since Suzuki did last year, which is impressive.
Do you think he retains again or no?
I fucking hope so. I don't want another Harada reign, man.
No one wants that.
No, thank you. No, thank
you.
You.
Won't be having that, sir.
Nah, pass. All right. You know what we need to talk about now is the N1. So, the N1 is fast approaching. We have a lot of things coming up. what are your thoughts going into now? We've gotten even closer to N1. What are your thoughts?
Well, this is obviously the only round robin tournament that's happening in the autumn. Clearly,
Really, the only good one.
no other tournaments happening.
Oh, interesting.
I'm excited because there's a couple of the blocks in particular that are just straight. Every match is great.
Yeah.
Even then, even like B and D block are more kind of foregone conclusion ish.
Well,
they're still going to be fun. Like there's still like the odd match in there that will be good.
B block, yes, foregone conclusion. D block,
yes.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Okay, I'll say little less of the spice with all four, but I'm excited. I know that the 4 block idea is not big for everyone.
I don't
mind
it personally.
I'll wait to see if it's good.
I think since given Noah's roster is a lot older than a lot of other people's rosters are,
it means that they don't have to work like 8 matches.
They don't have to work as much as they would like in a major G1. Injury risks are minimized. I feel like.
I think that's quite well played by them just to not destroy their roster.
It's also good for like COVID reasons, you know, like less exposure to everybody and like the tags and shit. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I didn't notice, night 1 of N1, the GHC Junior Tag Title match is gonna happen. So that's the third from last match. They're going on third from last. The semi-main is Nakajima Tanaka. The main is Muto Cigar.
Nice.
Muto got a main.
Collective age of 843.
843. Yes. Yeah. And then also we have Vegeta, Kibi, and earlier in the night, and Kendo Kashin as well, in terms of the block matches. I'm excited for N1 as the opposed to G1. There's a lot of fun matches I'm looking forward to seeing.
There's matches we're actually looking forward to watching in the in the N1.
It'll be a very fun show. I'm looking forward to whoever the winner could be, because the more I've thought about it, well, Kendo is the favorite to win the thing.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks Nakajima could win back-to-back.
He could.
Another part of me thinks Kitamiya could all-star it and just like win everything and just stand there as God.
I wouldn't be against it, but oh boy, you'd be hedging your bets on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that would be a very out of nowhere push.
And you know what? It would be something. That would be very. Let's upturn the apple cart and see what we can do.
Kaito winning would be something.
No, he's got his like I'm becoming hardcore.
Yeah. And then in terms of anyone else, there isn't really anyone else I can see like who's interesting. That would be like it's those 4 really. Those 4 are the 4 that are like good.
My main pick is still Keno, but Kitamiya and Nakajima would be very good as well.
Yeah, I think any of those 3 are likely candidates to win. I think it'll be interesting to see. I think if Keno wins, he's definitely winning the belt. I don't think he's.
Yeah.
He'll probably beat Marufuji, and then I think they'll build to either build to him versus Nakajima at the Budokan, or it'll be Shiozaki's return, and that'll be the match.
Yeah.
Shiozaki for the belt at the Budokan. Either way, I think if Keno wins, he's gonna hold the belt to Budokan, and then whether he wins or loses there is up to Noah.
I think as fun as Kitamiya winning would be, I think it makes more sense. For example, Keno beats Marufuji, then say Shiozaki comes back and he wins. Down the line, Nakajima beats him, or Kitamiya beats Shiozaki and then Nakajima beats him for it.
The story, I think the plan is for Kitamiya to win nationals at some point, probably, because
it makes sense for if you're going to build him up as main, you give him national first.
Yeah, there's also the possibility of Sagara winning every single title known to man, because he's big drip sauce right now. He's got the national belt, the 0-1 world title, and he's gonna beat Marufuji for the world title. He's got the
Sakusugi tag belt as well. Don't forget.
He's gonna cut weight, win the junior title.
I'm winning this again, bitch.
Him him and Sakuraba are gonna win back the tag belts. Then Sakuraba's gonna cut weight, and then they're gonna win the junior tag belts.
Junior tag. Oh yeah.
And then they're gonna go to 0-1 and win all the belts over there too. And then Kazma's gonna come
As
back,
you do.
and they're gonna win
This
the open
Sakusugi
tag.
supremacy.
Sakusugi supremacy indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's N1 will be interesting. I'm excited for it. I think that'll be interesting to see what happens there. A lot of matches that'll be good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Noah, pretty much.
Noah. All right, now to the Western world. All Elite Wrestling.
So,
what man?
I don't know if you've heard FD. It's pretty obscure wrestling news.
Yeah.
That son Phil Brooks has
Oh.
that young upstart Phil Brooks has made his debut,
Who's that?
or is going to make his in-ring debut,
Some indie guy.
and as some indie jobber, you know.
What do you work, Chikara?
ROH, you know.
Oh, ROH. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh man, you must know him.
I know, right?
Yeah. Did he wrestle like him and Flip Gordon have a really good match? They have like some banger.
No, like Jack Evans, you know.
Oh, Jack Evans. Wow. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So
Yeah.
the OG Flip Gordon.
Well, he's like Diamond Dallas Page getting in late, you know.
Hey yo, it's me. It's
me.
It's interesting they're going straight to All Out and not dark.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a big deal, you know, hot shit. But yeah, CM Punk is back.
I think everybody knew that. Yeah, you know.
Worst kept secret, but you know.
Worst kept secret. It didn't need to be kept a secret. You know, it didn't. It's CM Punk.
So,
you know.
it's CM Punk. I would like to. So I have a bit of a strange perspective from this. I only started watching wrestling in 2016.
Yes.
So therefore, I don't have that nostalgia, sentimental connection to CM Punk.
I feel like I'm in a weirder position. So, I started watching wrestling in 2013.
Yeah.
Around mid 2013. So just before Punk left, and then he left in 2014. So I got 6 months of CM Punk. So I didn't get his whole big old reign.
Yeah.
I did get his pipe bomb. So we're probably the least qualified people to talk about this, but
it's weird because I'm glad he's back, and I'm sure that if I was watching back then, I would have the same sort of guttural reactions that our peers and fellow watchers do. But it's really interesting that there's such a hype that I understand but don't quite vibe with in the same way.
I do vibe with it because it's CM Punk and he's awesome, and I'm very excited, and I can't wait for it. But I get your point. Like, I know, like, people who didn't start watching CM Punk when he who haven't watched CM Punk since his early days or before this, you know, it's like, okay.
Well, like, there's such a different thing of watching his matches back in retrospect to watching the product as it was happening with Punk.
I think that's very good.
So it's just I'm very much not the right person. Well, technically, in one perspective, I'm not the right person because I don't have that reverence. But in the other way, if it isn't as honeymoon amazing as it is, I'd be more inclined to point that out.
Yeah. I think, though, I just want to make this very clear. If Punk, going into the Punk match, don't set expectations high.
I'm not expecting in-ring brilliance because
he's been out for some he's over 40. Like,
he's with Darby for a reason because Darby can bump around like a madman for him.
Yeah. I'm happy he's back, but give him time and let him figure his things.
In terms of storyline and promos, I have full confidence because that's always been good. Yeah. In a promotion like AEW where you do have some incredible in-ring workers, and that's part of the sell. And also with the journey to All Out has very much been a stark, we are changing plans.
Yeah.
I will reserve judgment, but I'm not sold. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, don't think it'll be bad. I think.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to feel let down if it's not like a god level match, because it'll be good. I think. Just.
So I have a question. With the big storyline drama blow off of Hangman Omega being pushed back to whenever he comes back, probably. Now with Christian Cage rematch, which we'll get to all out rematches in a sec. Does the title main event, or does the idea of Punk return main event?
The title main events. They're not gonna.
You think Christian Cage main events?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't. Look, I first of all, you don't want to put Punk in that situation yet. He just came back after 7 years. You do not want to put him in the main event of All Out in his first match in 7 years.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like,
I will provide a counter argument. All Out is, with the state of the matches and losing one of your hype matches in Pac Andrade due to travel restrictions, the entire show is riding on just the idea of Punk is back in the ring, let's go. There's nothing else on the show that is there to carry it, because Jericho MJF already happened. The tag title match is rushed as hell. There's rematches everywhere. There's nothing else.
I see that point, but I feel like it's not worth risking it personally, because I feel like it's gonna draw buys anyway. Like.
True.
I don't think, end of the day, that's what mainly matters, and I don't think, Punk not main eventing one show in maybe in a match that may or may not main event over a match that's for the world title has had build for quite a while. I don't think having Punk main event in that situation is necessarily the best thing.
Okay. That's fair enough. I see it, but this might just be general apathy towards the All Out card in general that's getting in the way.
I get that.
Which I think that's very much justified looking at it.
Yeah, it's not great. So, what? Okay, well, let's talk about the rest of the All Out card, because I don't want to drag on about this one match.
Okay.
Yes, it's the biggest match, but there is a lot to talk about. Pre-show match doesn't matter. It's some random
Hardy Factory versus others again.
Yeah, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
The Casino Battle Royal, women's one. They've announced everyone but the Joker, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm assuming it's Ruby Soho.
Yeah, they seem to be heavily hinting at that. If it's not, yeah. I think Thunder Rosa or Ruby Soho wins. I don't think anyone else wins. That's my opinion. Personally.
I think your big title feud for Britt would be Thunder. So there you go.
So I think Rosa probably wins. She wins that.
Yeah.
The big the quote unquote big cross promotional fight. John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima. John Moxley winning the GCW World Title today. That's interesting as well.
Yeah.
No
one gives a shit about this match.
No. I like Kojima. I like Moxley. It's there. it's there.
This has to have been your maybe third or fourth contingency, because I don't believe that AEW would have gone into All Out with this much of nothing for John Moxley to do.
Yeah. This is very much a very bleh situation.
He's not had a storyline for a month.
I think it's more than that.
More than that. It's just been, he's just around.
Yeah. I feel
which is ridiculous.
That's a lot of him since after the tag title match, after Double or Nothing. I feel like they haven't done anything since then. He's just kind of been hanging about.
He's like, all right, I'm going to team up with Darby and and Eddie against 2.0.
To be fair, those have been.
I'll randomly defend my US belt for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the 2.0 stuff has been pretty funny.
Oh, they've been great. They've been great.
Garcia's also really good.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
But nobody wanted to watch Kojima, especially when you've name dropped Tanahashi in the build, and then it's like, oh, it's Kojima.
It's Kojima.
No disrespect to Kojima, but no.
Yeah. This is
no.
To be fair, this is. I think it will be good, but this is not the worst thing on the card by far. Like,
yeah,
there is an atrocity.
There is an actual war crime on this card somewhere.
Paul White versus QT Marshall.
Oh, okay. There's 2 war crimes on this card.
Oh, there's 2. Okay, I'm not sure which one you're talking about then. So
we'll get to it. Don't worry.
This
is one of them, though.
This is one of them. What do you think? Who do you think's gonna win this? Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think's gonna win?
Paul, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, like, come on.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, the Gun Club turning heel didn't.
Are you ready for Gun Club turning heel because they're now the hired guns of QT Marshall? Because
hired guns.
Guns with 2 ends.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the ultimate piss break match. Fine, whatever. If it goes longer than 5 minutes, that's a crime.
The ultimate piss break at all out.
The ultimate piss break.
Remember the ultimate challenge from WrestleMania 6? It's the ultimate.
The ultimate challenge.
The ultimate piss break.
Paul White and QT Marshall.
Aaron Solo and Nick Camarado in his corner.
Victory.
Destrucity. That's AEW.
Commentator.
Jim Ross. Mark Henry. Excalibur.
So speaking of commentators, let's talk about the second atrocity on this card.
Chris Jericho versus MJF.
So it turns out
if
we got more of this.
Loses, he retires. Yeah.
So you know how it would have made sense that just the 5th labor happens at All Out.
Yeah.
Nope. Rematch.
Rematch.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
So
rematch.
Also in their first match, Jericho went for the baseball bat without knowing that MJF was also going to cheat. So he was just going to cheat.
Yeah.
And then he lost. And then he's like, give me another match.
And MJF said no. And then he said, I'll put my career on line. He's like, bet.
And now it's, if Jericho loses, he has to retire from AEW.
Yeah.
As an in-ring.
Yeah.
But you just had MJF win. So what the fuck are you doing?
That's my opinion on this match. It's a bad match.
If Jericho wins this one, that's just the most atrocious thing I've ever seen. That's the worst bit.
Yeah, like he's not gonna retire. Not yet.
If he does, I have big balls. But Jericho is too much of a carny not to to retire. He is too much of a mark for himself.
The Painmaker is gonna just come out and start doing fucking, I don't know, some dumb shit. It's not gonna
if MJF actually retires him, then that's great. If that's the only outcome that should happen.
It won't.
It won't, but it should. There you go.
Yeah. Moving on. Miro versus Edward Kingston for the TNT title.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I guess.
The problem is, it's also been one of those builds that's just come on really late.
Yeah, it started like, what, 3 weeks ago?
2?
2? Yeah, I mean, it's...
They only really started interacting like 2 weeks ago.
It's...
I'm excited for it because it's 2 guys that are cool.
I'm hoping it'll be good. But like...
I'd imagine... Okay, I think you do Miro retains here, then maybe like a rematch at the Arthur Ashe New York show.
Maybe. But like, my problem is okay, say I'll give you guys the argument that Miro's character is good. None of Miro's in-ring work has impressed me since he's come to AEW.
He hasn't been booked in like a competitive match yet, really.
Well, him and Archer had a competitive match, and that was not great.
Oh yeah, that was a Double or Nothing. I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was not. Oh, it was bad. It was
I'd like to think that this would be better because there's at least an actual like feud.
You'd hope.
There's like they've had promos.
Yeah, they have. They've beaten each other up.
And Eddie could win this one, which is good.
Eddie told him to redeem D's nuts, so that was
Redeem D's nuts.
Redeem
Yes.
D's nuts, the greatest promo line from Eddie Kingston's entire career.
Based.
Clearly, totally not like he's had incredible promos all the time, but you know what? Redeem D's nuts.
D's nuts.
D's nuts. Got him. But he's not going to get the TNT title. Miro is going to retain, probably. Next, tag titles. The Young Buckaroos defend against the Lucha Bros inside a steel cage.
How many times have Pentagon and Phoenix combined challenged for these goddamn tag belts?
Not enough. But guess what? But seriously, if they lose here, they are going to look so fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, they... On the last Dynamite before...
Oh...
They got
stats in from friend of the show. Stats in from friend of the show Slim at least 4 or 5 times.
Jesus Christ. But like, if
they kind of have to win.
If they don't, they looked so terrible because they lost in the main event of the last Dynamite before or this show, and they got bitched the fuck out in the main event afterwards inside of the cage. If they lose, they are completely worthless in AEW, and I don't really want to believe them as viable threats anymore because.
And also, ridiculous. if they lose, that then defangs any Andrade storyline.
It's just like,
that he's good.
He wants these two dudes who.
He wants these dogs. He wants them.
Like Penta and Phoenix are cool. They're really good wrestlers, but
they're amazing.
That would be so bad if they lose here.
Yeah.
They would have career death.
Oh god, apparently it's 6 times.
Oh, mate.
So they should win, and I think that puts the kibosh on Proud and Powerful winning at Arthur Ashe from the Bucks.
See, if they hadn't have run that goddamn angle before the pay-per-view, I would be like, this match is unpredictable. If the Bucks win, they have just successfully buried one of their hottest teams in the company very quickly. And we can finally firmly say AEW have completely wasted somebody. Like, you know, there's arguments for everybody else.
Also,
that happens. Nah.
Also, this is okay. You could argue TNT could change, but most of the champions are like fairly foregone going to retain.
Yeah.
Tag is like, okay, this is one that actually should change.
Yeah.
And to have it all out where all the champions retain, that would actually be kind of really shit.
Yeah.
That'd be really just. Yeah.
Man, it's a lot, bro. It just.
So yeah, Lucha Bros should win. Get the belts off the Bucks, and can we please have something? Something. Give us something.
Yeah, that's that. Actually, hold on. Grant has requested to speak about CM Punk briefly on the podcast, and you know what? I'm gonna let him. So just give me.
Oh boy.
All right, Grant, you got a solid few minutes.
We got running.
Go. You're unmuted.
Okay. I'm not gonna do that thing where I just like make jokes. This is actually for shoot.
For shootskis.
For shootskis. So as somebody who I did watch CM Punk for a good long while, not just I was really introduced to him in WWE. Then I reacquainted myself while he was champion. Actually, I reacquainted myself with his ROH stuff, his Joe matches, stuff like that. And like I guess you can read in the chat, I don't like AEW. I'm very biased. I'm not biased. I don't like Raw WWE. For example, like I don't like that. I just don't like AEW. But I did make an exception to check out his return, and the way that y'all talked about, coming in later, like a little later but still feeling it. The feeling I felt whenever I saw like CM Punk again, I was like, I cried. Not gonna lie to you, but I don't know. It was just something like that he was back. It was the same feeling I got when Danielson came back, because it's like, oh my god, he's back. You know what I mean?
He's back.
And the same with Edge. Like, yo, Edge is back, or Danielson's back, and it's like Punk is, because Punk. I guess Punk was different because he said he would never come back. He was writing comic books nobody read. He was getting his ass just straight eaten, and
he was in MMA matches no one wanted to see.
He was just getting fucked up in UFC, but he was happy, and he has a very pretty wife, and he's back in wrestling, and I hope he's happy. I hope he's getting paid very well. But I do want to speak on what y'all. Were talking about of, since the All Out card is looking a little trash. But I'm just anti AEW, so every card looks trash to me. Fuck Kenny Omega. Just thought to throw that in. Fuck Kenno's Omegals. I do think if you do have Punk on his first match back, while I do understand the sentimentality, I guess, of having Punk, be the main event of the first show he's back at, I feel like it would also be very hypocritical to who CM Punk is as a person, because you go back to especially like his really, what really catapulted him into like a national wrestling superstar, right? Yeah. Was his talk of him railing against WWE for having older wrestlers come back and be shunted up the card over the full-time guys, So I think I do understand. Like, people were like, "Yes, I want to see CM Punk main event is what he deserves." I do think it would be hypocritical for who CM Punk is.
Well, here's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
AEW, that they can't not push him to the top.
Oh no, they will, but I don't.
They're gonna have to, and Punk's gonna have to just adapt his character to live with that.
I think it's just gonna have to be like, yeah, it only sucked when it happened to me. Like,
yeah. Honestly, Punk as a heel in AEW has me way more interested.
Yeah, I do think they could make that work if Punk was like, I tried to be. He could make it work. It's CM Punk. He could be like, I tried to be, the full-time guy, but wrestling fucked me. So I'm gonna just do what they did. I'm gonna be Dwayne the Punk Johnson.
Yeah, just be the heel old guy that's like, yeah, I'm here for the paycheck.
Dwayne the CM Phillips.
Or to do that thing of like, yeah, that was then, this is now. Like, now I deserve this because I came back and you all ate it up. I bought ice cream bars for you.
I'm the demo god, he can say. Also, AEW needs to work on keeping a goddamn secret. Like, fuck, I really wish I was on the podcast when they were. Jesus Christ! Pretty much all Tony Khan had to do with his little weasel face was come out and say Philip Jack Brooks is going to be in AEW. Like, Jesus Christ!
Who's this indie fucking wrestler coming into AEW? I don't know who this is. I've never seen this man wrestle in my life. No.
Also, I kept spamming in chat whenever you were like, "Oh yeah, he faced Jack Evans." I was just like, "Talk about Delirious! Talk about Delirious! Talk about Delirious!"
No, we're talking about.
I don't even think he faced Delirious, but I think it's funny. Whenever I think of old ROH, I just think about Delirious.
Delirious is still there.
He's still there. I think he never left.
He never left. He's been there the whole time.
Never. And Necro Butcher, remember Necro Butcher?
Yeah, somewhat.
I think, yeah. So yeah, that was really all I wanted to say about CM Punk. As somebody who did watch him, I watched his whole reign. I watched him annihilate The Rock. So like, your arms aren't long enough to box with God. Yeah, I said, Jesus Christ, Philip.
And then Phillips.
And yeah. I do think, I'm not saying that because I've watched longer that my feeling was different, because I didn't watch any of the Four Pillars stuff live, but it's still, y'all know I'm a big Mark ski from Misawa, and it still hits. I'm literally old Japan.
You're a big fan.
It's fuck. Man, fuck Cody for life. Speaking of fuck AEW, fucking New Japan.
Calm down.
More like
this is now just becoming a shoot promo.
Think of
I said,
okay, no,
I brought you
New
on here to talk about CM Punk. You were going back into the retirement home right now.
Wait a minute. New Japan, more like old Japan. Laugh track. Anywho, so, but yeah, I'm not saying that. I just wanted to say that, like, somebody who did watch pretty early. I think whenever I started learning about CM Punk,
Yeah.
he was, what was he doing? I think he was just cool mid Carter in WWE. Whenever I was like, oh fuck yeah, CM Punk.
Mm.
So like long hair, the fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I would have paid so much money. I know Cult of Personality is the CM Punk song.
This fire.
I would have paid personally for the Kill Switch Engage. This fire burns. I don't know why. I would have played the goddamn song. I'll learn every part and just stand on the side of the ring playing Kill Switch Engages. This fire burns.
All right.
I'll learn to scream.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
But yeah,
Appreciate
love you.
it. See ya.
All right, meet me forever.
See you on the yearly.
Also,
pod.
can I be on the podcast? If I watch the N1, can I just host?
No, you can't host. You can
Can I-
co-host.
Can I 3/4 of a host? Can I half host? Fuck a 3/4.
You can half host, sure. All right.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Wait a minute. What the? All right. So, continuing on the AEW shit. Women's title match: Britt Baker, DMD versus Statlander for the belt. Who you got?
No way Britt's losing yet.
No. Fuck no.
Not here.
No.
Match will be good. That's about it.
Yeah. DMD retains. Kenneth Omega versus Christian Cage for the AEW World Championship. We already talked about that probably enough, so I'm not gonna go more into that. I mean, you know,
It's there.
it's a rematch.
I'm sorry, AEW, but if this whole thing of like, oh, they didn't see Hangman taking paternity leave coming, like, no, what?
Bro.
It's like, why were you building to it before? This match is there.
Yeah.
I Christian Cage is cool. A lot of people like him, but he's still 48 or whatever.
Yeah. He's gonna
We've
lose.
already had this match on a Rampage. I'm not interested.
He's gonna lose. You know?
Yeah.
Gonna
This is
lose.
all out. This should be bigger than this, and it's not.
He's the Impact World Champion. And, you know, he beat Brian Myers. Yeah.
Brian Myers.
Brian Myers. And that's that.
Yeah.
Well, okay, how are you feeling going into All Out in general? Just to finish this off.
I'm not excited.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, one, I'm not going to watch it live, and the one match I was excited for in Pac Andrade is not on the card anymore, so there you go.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think it'll be good. I think they'll exceed expectations.
I have full faith that the talent will make it work.
Yeah, except for Paul,
But-
QT Marshall, and
Except for Tall Paul and Jericho, because they suck. The problem is the card does not sell me a ticket. The card does not get me excited. All Out is supposed to be one of, if not their biggest show. And not even just because Hangman's gone, change of plans. It's like, no, across the board the card is either rematches or just not it feels like it should be bigger than what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it should feel bigger, and I agree on that. But you know, I think Full Gear is going to be the really, really big one this year. I think they've pretty much established that it's going to be the probably.
It kind of has to be.
Yeah, well, it's probably where we're going to get Hangman Omega, too. So that'll be interesting. And then,
I mean, the New York Arthur Ashe show is going to be bigger than this.
Oh yeah, definitely. Grand Slam's going to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Although, I'm not really sure what the big thing that's going to happen there is now that Brown Powerful probably aren't going to win the tag belts. So,
Daniel Bryan debut.
I mean, yeah, but I thought it was going to be that, and then they were going to do a title change as well because of New York.
They're probably like Eddie could win TNT. There.
He could, that'd be interesting. His hometown would make sense.
If they do go with the awful Bucks retain, then Brown and Powerful do win it there.
If the Bucks retain, the Lucha Bros are just kind of garbage.
Dead.
They don't matter anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never be able to, like, even if they win the tag belts, gonna be like, well, you guys got bitch the fuck out by the Bucks. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want me to say? Sorry, bro, you're not. Like, yeah, you guys are. Yeah, they have to win, because if they don't, they're fucked. Is there anything else to talk about? I don't believe there is.
Not that I can think of.
DC, no, New Japan. Gleed's doing some cool stuff. They have the, what was the staple called? God damn it, Gachi Muchi Beefy Buddies or some shit. Fucking
Gachibuchi and beefy buddies.
Gachi Muchi Beefy Buddies. It's the best stable. You know. In terms of New Japan, I'm excited. But in terms of New Japan, I'm not excited, actually. I don't know why I said that. I forgot this isn't 2018 anymore. This is real life.
This is real.
In terms of New Japan, I'm not excited. In terms of Noah, I'm excited. In terms of DT, I'm very excited. In terms of Glee, I'm excited. In terms of the TJPW releases, actually, I won't cover that because that's not my job anymore.
Yeah.
So that's gonna do it, guys. Thank you all for watching this episode of the podcast. Hopefully, Yellick will join us next time.
If he's awake, if he's alive,
we
don't know. He could be dead. He's saving orphans in Mexico. It's fine.
Yeah, he's saving orphans in Mexico. Captain of the improv team. They love that improv over there in Mexico. You know. I love it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you'll enjoy. If you did, like the video, sub if you're not subbed, and we will see you guys next time. FD out.